Mr. Mom, the 1983 comedy, is a feminist manifesto wrapped up in a John Hughes movie, and I'm gonna prove it. Hey, I'm Mike. I studied film, I work in TV, and I love movies. In the pantheon of timeless feminist films, there is Thelma and Louise, Little Women, and of course, Mr. Mom. Don't believe me? There's so much more to Mr. Mom than a comedy vehicle for Michael Keaton. Because that's how it's remembered, about a guy who loses his job and takes over the household duties. But that's overlooking the brilliance of Teri Garr's performance as a woman who leaves the house to rejoin corporate America. Mr. Mom premiered in 1983 and was written by John Hughes and directed by Stan Dragoti. Dragoti is best known for directing Love at First Bite, The Man with One Red Shoe, being married to Cheryl Tiegs, and for being busted in an airport for drug possession. Every year as I get older and raise my own kids, Mr. Mom becomes more and more prescient, cuts closer and closer to the bone, and cements itself deeper in my permanent psyche. Who am I kidding? Mr. Mom has always been a part of my permanent psyche.
Kenny, hold the money.
I better hold it, Dad. Money makes him crazy.
Good point.
Isn't healthy.
It first lured me in when I was about 10 with its silly comedy tropes.
Yeah, you're gonna make it all 220?
Yeah, 220, 221, whatever it takes.
But the more I watched it, I realized there was a serious feminist message underlying this entire film.
I mean, I have a couple of years' experience in advertising. I have a college degree. There's no reason why I shouldn't try to get a job myself.
Wait a minute, excuse me. Have I been missing something?
I think it's important to remember that in 1983, women were still fighting for their place in corporate America. Caroline Butler is faced with the duality of pursuing a career and being a mom. Teri Garr, along with countless women across America, were realizing the pressures of what would be called work-life balance. On the flip side, we get Jack Butler, who took on the job as homemaker with naive confidence, only to realize that the job is much harder than he thought. He fights and loses battles with the washing machine and the vacuum cleaner. He has to deal with the politics of the supermarket, or the drop-off lane at school, or even with the other stay-at-home moms.
Tell me I'm doing it wrong. I know how to do this.
You're doing it wrong.
The film puts the delicacies of running a home on par with that of a stressful corporate job. Both Jack and Caroline struggle at first with the reversal. By the 1980s, though, people were realizing that both jobs were just as important. Having a career was just as important as raising a family. The dialogue is very 80s, rife with misogynistic overtones, but it kind of has to be, because that's what Caroline's dealing with in the male-dominated workplace.
Ron, she doesn't know her tuna fish from a Cheerio.
Every woman in Mr. Mom is portrayed as in command of their job, and every man is portrayed as inept. Don't believe me?
Give me a half pound of salami.
Italian, kosher, hard pork, beef, koto, or what?
There's the deli counter woman who rattles off their menu of cheeses. She knows them like the back of her hand, and she even gets a little huffy because Jack's slowing her down by asking her to repeat a couple of them.
American, blue, cream, cottage, Gouda, Edam, provolone, Romano, Swiss. You have your entire cheddar family.
Can you run the hams back one more time?
Just get bologna, mister.
Then there's the cable repair woman who comes in and with laser focus diagnoses what's wrong with their TV.
Butler?
Hi.
You got a problem with your horizontal hold?
I don't know.
Your wife says you do.
Well, she ought to know.
And special mention has to go to the executive assistant at the ad agency, who's symbolic of women in the workforce being held down by the glass ceiling that Caroline just comes in smashing through. She's tough and smart and seemingly running the place, but still has to call her boss Mr. Richardson.
And who would Ron be?
Oh, Ron Richardson.
Everyone here at the Richardson Franco Agency calls him Mr. Richardson.
Well, he asked me to call him Ron.
Caroline seems unaware there even is a ceiling, or if she is aware of it, it's nothing compared with the insanity she's used to dealing with the kids at home. And the men? Well, they're either bumbling, incompetent, or a nepo baby. Caroline is the prototype for what women in the workplace should aspire to. Go in, be great at what you do, don't let anything get in your way. And the lesson might even be, treat your coworkers like they're your children. In a great scene, Caroline's caught cutting her boss's meat for him. And in another, she's trying to tidy up the conference room table.
We have people to do that.
The mothering instinct is hard to suppress. Furthermore, the other stay-at-home moms are seasoned veterans. They know this world down pat. They're there to show Jack how to drop off at school, how to navigate the supermarket. The scenes with Jack and the other moms should have a spin-off all to itself. At first, they take him under their wing, but over time, he has them playing poker for coupons, and he's even running a workout with them. Speaking of the other moms, we have to talk about the background characters in Mr. Mom. In typical John Hughesian fashion, every character is full of life, coloring in the landscape of Mr. Mom, providing a rich, full world for the story to play out in. None are NPCs, as the kids like to say. And I have to give credit to Stan Dragoti. The casting is perfection. Everyone from the cable repair woman, to the woman at the cheese counter, to the owner of Schooner Tuna are memorable. And let's not forget the rest of the cast. Jeffrey Tambor, Christopher Lloyd, and Edie McClurg who would go on to become a fixture in John Hughes movies. In fact, if I have one criticism of Mr. Mom, it's that everything gets resolved in a montage. But it was the 80s, and that's how writers got out of sticky situations, I suppose. The traditional American family was changing before our eyes, and Mr. Mom had the foresight to deal with it head on in a way that only John Hughes could have done, with comedy. I was 10 years old when Mr. Mom came out, and somewhere in the back of my lizard brain, it was imprinted on me that this is what a functional family dynamic was. Spearheaded by a confident, independent mom who was following her own dream while simultaneously raising a family in the best way she knows how. For that matter, it's what a father should be, equal parts career and family. I owe so much of who I am as a father and a husband to Mr. Mom that it will forever be one of my favorite films of all time. As always, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Mr. Mom in the comments below. Film is about community. I'm Mike, and I love movies.